Y'all ready for this?
All right, footy fans, get ready for another episode of the NRL Live Chat 2.0 podcast. Here are your hosts, PJ and Brennan.
Y'all ready for this?
Hey, footy fans! Welcome back to another NRL Live Chat 2.0 podcast, where the takes are hotter than a summer arvo at Leichhardt Oval, and the chat runs longer than a bunker review. I'm Breno, long-suffering, ever-hopeful Knights diehard, and ready to ride the highs and lows like it's 2001 all over again, and flying with the energy of Latrell try celebration, straight from South Sydney with a Rabbitohs flag in one hand and a cold Carlton draft in the other. It's the man who reckons Redfern is the centre of the universe. It's PJ. How you doing, mate?
It actually is, though. Like when everything goes around, it goes around. How you doing, Brenno? Oh, mate, what a week of football. I tipped 2 out of 8. If you're following my tips, you're crazy. The Sharkies, amazing win in their matchup. The Roosters bounced back to a win as well. The Dragons gave more punishment to the Titans. Your Knights nearly went 20-0 twice in a row, Brenno.
Don't want to talk about it.
What a try. Hey, Shell, thanks for joining. And the Storm, I think, established themselves as premiership contenders with a dominant performance at home against the Warriors.
Nice. So, what's going on with our teams anyway? Honestly. Anyway, tonight we're going to break down the action from round 6. Bit of news. We've got all the round 7 matchups. And if you're watching live, jump in the chat. Give us your comments. We want to see what you think. And we'll put it up on the screen tonight. Otherwise, if you're watching later on YouTube or on your podcast app, make sure you jump onto our NRL Live Chat 2.0 Facebook group page. Comment away. All right, let's have some news, I guess. And how good's this news, PJ? It's probably... Yeah, thank you. Very happy to share with everyone the massive 40,000 followers right here on the NRL Live Chat 2.0 group page. Big shout out to all of you, and thanks for being a part of our chat community. We wouldn't be here doing this if we only had 20 people. So, thanks everyone joining in on the chat.
Yeah, huge thank you. It's been a lot of fun over the last couple of years to build it up. And we love our footy. That's it. We just love our footy, and we're glad you guys love it with us. So thank you for following.
All right. So did you want to do a bit of a shout out, PJ?
Oh yeah, I do want to do a bit of a shout out. Actually, here's my boss, not Sam Burgess, but my boss Kevin. My boss Kevin from Melbourne. G'day, boss. Hope you're watching. He was over in the UK last week, and he got to go to the Warrington game and meet Sam Burgess, and he said he was a really nice guy, and it was great to meet the big fella. Unfortunately, they got absolutely towed up in the match, but it was really good to snap a photo with Sam. So thanks, Kevin, for sharing that picture, Kevin. Mate.
Nice work. Yeah, one of my mates at work. Shout out to one of my mates at work, Lou. One of her friends. Is a Tiger supporter, and sent this to her during the Broncos game a couple of weeks ago. The Broncos played the Tigers.
Hey Lou, fuck your Broncos.
Oh, savage.
Nasty.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a banter between them two. That was classic, yeah. Anyway.
That's funny.
I suppose we should get into something a little bit more serious. Let's rip into the spicy one from out of Tiger Town, and what everyone's talking about at the moment. Shifting any talks from player movements and underperforming teams, West Tigers have dropped a bombshell. Teenager sensation Lachlan Gavin is officially on the way out of the Tigers. 19-year-old 5'8" has told the club he won't be re-signing beyond 2026. It's a massive blow for...
Regardless of the offer.
Yeah, so it puts a bit of a spanner in the works for Benji's rebuild. Hoping to have him for the next probably 10 years to to build around. But here's the kicker: the Tigers put the biggest junior contract offer in the club history on the table, as you were just mentioning. It wasn't about the dollars, apparently. Galvin and his management simply didn't want to engage in talks. I call bullshit. It's always about the money. The club also made it clear Gavin won't be released and hasn't asked for a release, so he'll still be wearing orange and black for the rest of next season, but not this week. Being dropped.
Yeah. He'll go to another club because he thinks his career can develop better. I mean, firstly, what a load of crock. The West Tigers have clearly turned a corner. I saw all the speculation early this week going, West Tigers are going to drop him, West Tigers are going to drop him. My brain went, no, they won't. They used to do really stupid stuff like that, but they're smart now. They're buying good players. They're building that culture that attracts more good players. They've turned the corner. They're getting better. They've got more mentality than that. And sure as shit, they dropped it.
Funny you should mention culture, because have a look at these pictures. The reports of what was put on Instagram by some of the players, and it sounds like a lot of the players were behind him being dropped for this week. It's, I think it's a bit of a poor effort from these guys. They shouldn't have really. They probably try and have a bit of fun, but and show them that we're all about team first. And I think it's a bad look for the Tigers, as well as the individuals like Taruva and Luai who are involved in this.
Yeah, it sends a very clear message to anyone not at the Tigers. Taruva, Jamaica. It sends a clear message to anyone not at the West Tigers, and that is, if you come here, we'll shit on you in public. So if you leave, and anyone there, the message to them is, we'll do the same. And they've set a standard now. So if anyone signs anywhere else, they've got to drop them, right? That's consistency. They've got it.
You think so? Yeah.
Anyway. I'm dumbfounded, Breno, at how stupid the West. It's no wonder that organisation has been the disgrace and the joke of the NRL for half a decade, but really 20 years. Yeah. You know, it's no surprise that they make repeated terrible decisions, one after the other, and come up with that. The most like, save it. I know he wants to go, but save it. Show him some love, and keep winning games.
Yeah.
Players want to win. Money's really important, but players want to beat a winning organisation as well. And the West Tigers, they've just absolutely burnt the bridge already. 2 days after it all came out.
Yeah.
And Isaac Moses, his manager, I don't know what he's doing. He should be in the naughty corner, Breno. But I don't know what the NRL are doing. He's an absolute goose. He's been dropped twice, banned from being a manager, and somehow he's got a third shot at it. And this is how he conducts things. It's just not what the fans want. And Lockie Galvin will learn in the future when he matures. It's not what he wants.
Yeah, it's been painful watching just trying to keep up with it all on every second Facebook post or different media posts. It just evolved. It went from, okay, he's leaving the club. Yeah, who cares? It's him being dropped to the bullying from inside the club, and like, oh, what is going on here? It's just insane.
Yeah. And it won't stop. And the media love it. Like, they don't have to come up with stories now. They've just got this story that just keeps happening, and they just got to repeat it. Laziness. It's just awesome for them. So.
But we stopped talking about DCE now, so we've got the new story to run with.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, a bit of a naughty corner. Nothing too spectacular. A couple of players got a couple of weeks off or a match suspension, but for dangerous or careless contacts. Nothing outrageous there, I don't think.
No, Sean Kepi got a week as well at the Bunnies, but he pleaded guilty, but challenged grading and got off the week and ended up with a fine, which is fantastic for South. We've got an injury crisis at the moment. We need every forward we can get. We're taking on the undefeated Bulldogs this weekend.
Oh, dear. All right.
No. So what happened last week, Breno?
Oh, let's have a look at our results.
What's the score? And a huge thanks to all those people who join us in the chat and help us out by putting up the scores. Breno and I can't be in the chat the entire time. Yeah, so it's great that other people are jumping in and putting up real scores. If you put up fake scores, you get banned straight away, so don't do that. But Dolphins, Breno, started off the weekend, Thursday night, with a comprehensive fifth straight loss for the Panthers, the four-time defending champions. What's going on, Breno? I know the Dolphins have turned a corner and they're playing some really good attacking football, but are Penrith going to come out of this?
I don't know. I don't think so. I said it last week. I'm like, oh, that's it. I'm not tipping Panthers, but yeah, went and tipped Panthers. I'm like, nah, they're going to come out. They've got to win this one. But yeah, the Dolphins, they've been playing really well. All of a sudden, they lost their first few games and now they're winning, and they won by a decent margin against the premiers. So I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah, it's painful, but you know, Panthers fans have had a lot of fun for a long time, so whatever.
Yeah.
Next game.
Next, moving along. I know it's your favourite, one of your favourites, Panthers. Anyway, so then we go into the Dragons and the Titans game. The Red V faithful would have been grinning ear to ear. Dragons run right over the Titans, 38-16. It was fast, it was ruthless, and fun to watch if you're a Dragons fan. Tyrone Sloan lit it up. The spine was clicking beautifully, and Titans, well, they just couldn't hold the line. Another week, another flood of points conceded with 7 tries to 3.
Don't the Titans look terrible without Tino Fa'asuamaleaui?
Yeah, that guy.
Nearly hurt myself. Yeah, aren't they terrible? Like 2 games he's been out. They had the first round, you know, high scoring affair with the Bulldogs, and everyone's like, yeah, well, you know. And then they had 2 really good wins after that, and everyone's like, oh, maybe the Titans are the real deal. Maybe Des has worked out the combination to the key, you know. And then Tino gets suspended, and they have been borderline, not even reserve. I'm going to go President's Cup, Brenner.
Oh, shit.
They've been a President's Cup.
Does that even get played anymore? Or they call it something else?
It does not. That's how bad they are. You know, but I went Titans, so I'm currently 0-2 here for the weekend, ladies and jellyfish.
Yeah,
I went Titans because the Dragons are up and down, and they've not really been consistent. I know they were at home, but I didn't have a lot of faith. I thought the Titans might bounce back after that one loss, but it's very clear they're a bit of a one-team team, Brenno.
Seems that way.
One-player team.
Unfortunate. Couldn't have done that.
Bit like
playing
Turbo.
Anyway.
Bit like Tommy Turbo, mate. If he's not in, then you're probably not picking Manly, right?
Probably. So Suncorp was rocking again on Friday night, but the Roosters, who brought the party a polished 26-16 win over the Broncos. Tedesco was busy, and the forward pack laid the platform for Brisbane. It was a messy one, though. They lost the battle in the middle, couldn't control momentum, and it just didn't have the execution when it counted, PJ.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it was actually a really good game, I thought. The Broncos smiling and, you know, jovial in the dressing room before the game. The media trying to make that into something negative. I think you should enjoy your football. But they didn't even come out bad. It was more they finished bad, you know. Billy Smith opened up the try. They got a couple of quick tries and they looked like they were in control. And all of a sudden, Billy Smith went in again and Angus Crichton right before half time. The game was definitely in the balance there, but it was just... They just didn't really click in that execution of attack. You know, I think the Broncos defended well, but they had some moments that they definitely regretted.
So over to Perth for the Saturday double-header, and the Sharks did enough to hold off the Seagulls 24-18. Cronulla looked in control for most of the match, thanks to Nico Hines and crew, but once again guiding them to calm and class. And Manly, a few flurries, but couldn't string it together. And, solid win for the Sharkies, PJ. Yeah,
they played really well, the Sharks. It was an exciting match. 0-0, 30th minute or whatever it was.
Yeah, took a while.
Samuel Stone Street, the Carmen's nightclub regular, scored 2 tries before halftime and set them up for a nice halftime lead. I tipped Manly, so I'm 0-4 now, everyone.
Ouch.
I should know, no Turbo, no Manlow. But yeah, I thought the Sharks again. This is the game that they had to win. Manly are a bit of a bogey team. That's why I went Manly. But very, very good. Braden Trindle played a great match. He did really well.
Yeah, Manly have been a bit up and down, haven't they? It's 1 week they win, the next week,
Yeah,
they don't. And then the
yeah,
next week they flog
yeah.
a team. Like, what's going on?
If they're at, yeah, well, there's a formula. If they're at Brookvale and they're not playing Melbourne, they win. If
Yes,
they're
it seems
anywhere else, they
like it.
lose. That's the formula that you
Yeah.
can go by. If they're at Brookvale and they're not playing Melbourne, they can win. Every other game they lose. So that's how I'll be tipping for the rest of my life.
For the rest of your life. All right. Oh, wow. Another week, another heartbreak for South fans. The Cowboys walked away with a 24-16 win over the Rabbitohs, who look like they are in need of some stars to return. There were flashes of some good efforts, but no end product. Sorry, Bunnies. And the Cowboys looked composed and I knew when to strike later in that second half. And they started playing by the look of it.
Yeah. Yeah, a really hard game for South.
Yeah, with all
You
those
know,
players out.
a lot of people making a big deal about the Jack Whiten mistake from the video ref. You know, there's no way that was a crusher tackle. Unfortunately, they get 6 again and score from that.
Yeah.
But South then dropped the ball on our line twice, first tackle, 5 out, and they score from that as well. So
Doesn't help.
very frustrating, very frustrating.
I'm
It was
feeling
definitely
your
in our
pain.
hands. Yeah, we got Sean Kepi simmed in late in the match, but it was all over by then.
Yeah.
Jai Gray scored in the 71st minute to give us a glimmer of hope. But you can't drop when you're short on troops. You can't drop the ball
Definitely
first
not.
tackle 5 out from your line twice in a row.
Yep.
And that was it. Jackson Purdue, 62nd minute. Jackson Purdue, 67th minute. Game over.
Joe Gray,
Yeah.
he's still on top of the Dally M leaderboard as well.
He is 20
Still
points.
killing it,
Yep. See, David's
Doing
watching. G'day,
well.
David. Hope
Hey,
your Bulldogs go well this week, buddy.
yeah. All right, then the Raiders explode in Darwin, 50-12 over the poor old Eels. Absolute domination. Canberra looked fresh, fit, and fearless. Fogarty was outstanding, and Saviour had a blinder. Hudson Young got a double. They scored and converted 8 tries to just 2 of them, and throw in a penalty goal as well. So Parramatta looked gassed from the opening set. Humidity or not, you don't concede 50 without serious problems, Eels, and Raiders were just ruthless.
Raiders on fire, mate. They were clicking. There were so many clicks. It was like a Mean Girls movie marathon. I tell you now, it was amazing. They were attacking like no tomorrow. Ethan Strange, I thought, had a great game. Hudson Young just tore it up. 2 great tries. Sebastian Chris got him in me multi every time he doesn't score. Don't put a multi on and he freaking scores. He's a good try scorer, but 50 points, it means Parramatta can't win the comp twice this year.
Again.
The second time that they've had 50 put on them. They had absolutely nothing. But Mitchell Moses back this week, Breno, and Lachlan Galvin out. Lachlan Galvin out. Does that mean Parramatta might win? We'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah, could be interesting, yeah. All right. Back into Melbourne, and Storm turned it on, 42-14 over the Warriors. It never looked in doubt. Pappenhausen, Coates were outstanding and dominate. Melbourne's attack looked clinical, and the Warriors simply couldn't keep up with them. And another ominous sign that the Storm are back surging, scoring 7 tries to 3. Paps converted all 7 tries as well. And Warriors lucky they didn't get to 50 points.
Yeah, I don't know what Bellamy does, but at some point he creates this ambush mentality and they just come out and kill teams. 36-0 at half-time, Brenner.
Yeah.
It was almost a point a minute. It was embarrassing for the Warriors. They got absolutely towed up. I was a bit like, I think the Storm will win, but I think I went 1-12 from memory. I thought it would be fairly close. The Warriors have been in great form. But my God, he did something to them and they just came out and wanted to murder everybody. So 36-0 halftime.
I think he does
There,
that.
there was a sin bin in there, and they did score 3 tries while that guy was in the sin bin. Sorry, 4 tries while that guy was in the sin bin. Sorry, 3 tries while that guy was in the sin bin. So you can't recover from that. Melbourne Storm too good. I got 2 tips in a row, Breno. I'm 2 of
At
7.
this stage, you too. Yeah, wow. Ooh,
2 of
look
7.
out.
And then I'll go get this one.
Yeah. All right, let's wrap things up in Newcastle, where honestly wished we didn't. The Tigers stunned the Knights 20-4. It was clunky, lifeless footy from the boys in red and blue. Just 1 try all game, and it was late in the second half, and barely a whimper in attack. In fact, the attack was pathetic, with way too many first tackle drop balls. Meanwhile, the Tigers played simple, effective, and committed football. Galvin and Apicurosau, they just did their jobs and frustrated the hell out of us. Massive alarm bells ringing at McDonald Jones Stadium now with 3 poor losses in a row.
Yep, and it wasn't the Pasha Bolka washing up on the ocean, mate. It was washing up on the beach. The alarm bells were Newcastle forgot to run out. I was watching this game. I was stunned. Newcastle do not play like that at home on a Sunday afternoon with 35,000 screaming Novocastrians. It just doesn't happen.
I was actually I was at the game, and I had to walk away from my seat and go behind the bleachers and go for a walk.
Just
So
let them
I
through
can't.
it,
So I just can't watch this shit. It was absolutely horrible.
Yeah. But it took a while to get that first try from Taruva, Jamaica. Yes, he scored the first try. Make sure you got him in
And
your
the
multi.
second one. Yeah.
Yep. But Stafford Tower got the second one. But it did take a bit of time to get that first try, and I think it was a wrestle at that point. But when they got it, there was just no response from the Knights. I don't know what the halves are doing. I don't know what you changed there, but they've got to change something real quick.
Well,
it's not working.
Yeah, they're changing it this week, but anyway, nothing drastic. But, so that's the end of round 6. All right, let's check out the ladder. Bulldogs
I like the ladder.
Up in top still after their nice little bye the other week. And then
top 5. I love it. We might be out of that this week.
Top 5, yeah, nice.
Might be out of that this week, though. Oops.
Yeah, playing the Bulldogs. Interesting.
Yeah.
And who would have thought, like the Roosters and Panthers sitting down in 15th and 16th? Ouch.
Need a Macca's advert there. Ba-dum-bum-bum-bum. I'm loving it.
Let's talk. As we were talking about, you got your 2 on the row. That was it.
Yep.
But yeah, we're caught up. I've caught up, and yeah, we're tied. 26 each. Mm-hmm. I would have had 2 more. See, I actually originally when I put my tips on, I didn't tip the Panthers and I didn't tip the Knights. But then I went, nah, I've got to go back. I've got to change it. Knights, no, I've got to change that one. And then I changed the Panthers one while I was there. I'm like, damn it.
Damn it.
Oh, well. Doesn't matter.
Damn it.
We'll get better.
Oh, well, there's always next week. And now
we can only improve,
time.
Can't we? Yeah.
Who's leading the comp?
Who's leading
the comp, Brennan?
Put your house on it.
5. Still these guys getting 5 and 6.
Well, our top tipper, there's 3 of them. Well, there's a few of them that got 6, but the top 3. So the boy from SNB, Beringer and Ash got 6 with a difference of 28 points. So.
Yep, David Burns there as well. He got 6. So he's on the call. G'day, David. Great tipping, mate. How the hell did you get 6?
Didn't
Send
tip
me
the
your
Knights.
tips. I'm struggling at the moment.
You didn't tip the Knights and didn't tip the Rabbitohs, I'm sure.
I'm not even in the top 10 now, Brenno. I was leading the comp.
You've even gone past me. You're down beyond me, because of difference.
Dreadful, but yeah, put your house on it. And Shivo, still leading the way. DT up there with Evelyn. So they've been pretty consistent all year, those 4.
Oh, yeah, DT. That's Donna from my work. Yeah, she's leading our comp as well. Tragic Bulldog supporter.
All right. Flops to 77 for your name. You're doing pretty well, mate.
Flopping much.
Not flopping much at all.
Okay.
Good tipping,
it's got to get better, surely. There should be some more form now, but it's so hard to pick at the moment. Right, let's jump into round number 7. Good ask, go there.
Let's do it. Let's kick
it off at 4 Points Park. So automatically PJ is going to tip the Seagulls. The Seagulls will be
Manly at home,
soaring into a
not
clash
playing
with
Melbourne.
the Dragons are flying on the radar a bit, but Manly sit just inside the 8 while the Red V are knocking on the door in 10th. Both teams are coming off some mixed form, but Thursday night lights might bring out some fire for the home team, who are strong at 4 Pines. Can the Dragons breathe a little more flame, or will Manly flex their wings at home?
Yeah, is this the Wendell Sailor Cup? Is that why he's there?
This was yeah, may as well be. No, I did an AI picture for our pictures this week, and the picture I threw in there had Wendell Sailor, and it grabbed it. It's like, oh, well, that'll do. Bit of a blast from the past.
Yeah. I think it might be the Broncos Dragons would be the Wendell Sailor Cup because he played for both those
that's
teams.
right,
He
yeah.
did not play for Manly. Jason Saab back in this week. Manly at home. This would be a really good clutch. I'm looking forward to this one tomorrow night, Breno. If the Dragons can play consistent football, and there's a big if in that sentence, this will be a good game. No Tommy Turbo, so they could lose. Dragons in good form. Anything can happen.
Yeah. Are they in good form? I don't know. They've been a bit clunky.
Well, it was a great win last week. It was only
a good win
tight.
last week, yeah.
They have beaten the Storm in the last 3 weeks as well. And then backed up and lost to last place.
So, yeah, Seagulls lost last week too. So they're basically looking for a win, I'd say. Anyway.
Yeah. Love the angry bird there, the Sea Eagle. He's cool.
Looks very mean, yeah.
Very mean.
Then we hop into a Good Friday footy clash at Arcor. We like that. The Bulldogs have been impressive and undefeated so far, sitting first on the ladder. Rabbitohs doing well and surprising some teams, but the Dogs are hot favourites here. But don't write off Souths. They made a habit of ambushing teams in fixtures like this. So a classic rivalry, big crowd, and a heap of bark and bite coming our way, I reckon.
Yeah, this will be they're predicting 65, 70,000 at the game.
That's crazy,
the Bulldogs have been selling $10 tickets to their members to get as many people there as they can. Matt Burton back in. Someone else is back in too. Viliame Kikau's on the extended bench.
No.
But, Tupanua, that's right. Yeah, Tupanua's back in as well. Rabbitohs have 2 5'8" in their team. One's playing halfback and one's playing centre, while the fullback plays 5. I don't know what we're doing. We've got a halfback on the bench. Why would we not be going Cody Walker, Lewis Dodd, with Latrell in the centres, or Jack Whiten in there? No idea. But Campbell Graham, the centres, back on the wing. Ewan Aiken, he's played 1 game. He's a starter now.
You can't question Wayne Bennett. He knows what he's doing.
In Wayne, we trust, mate. He's going for defensive centres. He knows that Crichton and Jerry are attacking weapons for the Bulldogs. So he's thinking, I need to put some really solid defence in there.
Yeah,
I'm worried about the creative opportunities for Souths, given how flat we were in attack last week. So,
yeah,
very, very nervous times for a Bunny.
Scary. Yeah, we're both going 13 plus for the Dogs.
I think the Doggies going to
anyway.
smoke us. But I'll be there.
You'll be there.
I'll be there. General admission sold out, Breno. You can only get seats up in the toppy top.
Up in the
my son was trying to buy a ticket. My son was trying to buy a ticket tonight to come with me, and he can't even get one. So,
okay.
If you haven't bought a ticket by now, ladies and gentlemen, you probably will be in the nosebleeds or at home.
So later that night, it's the Dolphins trying to weather the storm at Suncorp. The odds are stacked against the Finns, who've managed to get into 14th. While Melbourne are cruising in second, but remember, they love an upset. And can the Red Wave roll through Brisbane, or will the Storm rumble like thunder?
Rumble like thunder. You get good at this writing, mate. Get very good at this writing. But,
I've gone Storm 13 plus. Look at that.
Yeah, it's a match of the round for me, I reckon. The Dolphins just really clicking in attack. They play really good up at home. The Storm on fire last week, but they don't play that good away. I'm looking forward to this one. This will be an absolute cracker Friday night. I should get home from the game just in time. Hopefully, maybe. Sure. Yeah. Storm by 10, maybe 12. I've got them 1 to 12. You gone 13 plus. It'll be close. Yeah, I think it'll be 30-20 or something like that.
It'll be a field goal in it.
Stefano Utokomanu's in there. I just love saying his name, Utokomanu.
You love saying that.
I didn't take him on. Utokomanu.
Oh, shit. Oh, wow. All right, let's move along. We go across the ditch. The Warriors welcome the Broncos to Go Media Stadium, 6th versus 3rd. And this one has the markings of a blockbuster, a big forward pack, and a home crowd that turns up. And can the Wars bounce back after a few patchy weeks, or will the Broncos stampede through Auckland? I'm going Broncos 1-12.
I'm also going Broncos
Look at
1-12 with absolutely no confidence whatsoever after
Same.
the diabolical performance they put on last week. They put 50 on the Roosters in Sydney and couldn't even manage 20 at home, losing that match. And the Roosters weren't great. It was a good game, but the Roosters weren't fantastic.
That game wasn't really that great, to be honest.
No, it wasn't a great game. So, the Broncos will want to bounce back. If there's anywhere I don't want to bounce back, Breno, Melbourne in Melbourne is number 1.
Oh, yeah.
And Warriors in Auckland is
Warriors,
number 2. So this is a tough
I'm hearing
match
you
for
there.
the Broncos. I think they'll win. I think it'll be close, though, like 26-24 or something like that. It'll be really tight affair. High scoring. Neither team knows how to tackle. So it'll be interesting.
All right. So this one, it's weird to say that, isn't it? We just said it before, but it's the bottom of the table clash, 15th versus 16th. Roosters host the Panthers in a battle of the big names. You're loving it. Who are still trying to find their groove, but both sides desperately need a win here, and this could get spicy. Not often you'll see these two teams this low on the ladder, but pride is on the line. What's going to happen with this one? We're split on this one. Look at this. I'm going Roosters 1-12.
Yeah. Hugo Sabala, he played good last week without really doing a whole lot. Dragons. Jeez, I need a beer. Roosters actually played a really good game last week, I felt. So, it'll be interesting, this one. Panthers 6 in a row. Could it be possible?
6 Pete.
6 Pete.
Even that sounds dumb.
That team's not terrible. Blaze Talangi.
That's what I
really
thought last week.
much
That's why I tipped him last week. Edwards was back, and
the forward pack has muscle.
Had nothing.
You got a bench with Papali'i and Targo. The back line's still got Alamotti and Edwards and Luke Gardner. Yeah, he's like a reserve grader from Tigers, isn't he? So yeah. Roosters are probably close to favourites in this one. I did note, Breno, actually, that the Roosters are favourites.
Oh, okay.
From the tips, from the fan tips.
Yeah.
Panthers are still the favourites with the bookies. So the money's still going to Panthers, but the fans are not believing in them anymore.
So put your money on the Roosters.
Yeah, I'm going to hang in there one more week for the Panthers. I think they can win this one, but it'll be really close. It might be a field goal in, mate. Maybe not Ivan Cleary, because he's coach. Nathan Cleary kicked the field goal.
Maybe Son might kick a field goal. Yeah, fair enough. Okay, so the Gold Coast now, and the Titans are looking to make a statement against the informed Raiders. Canberra sit 4th, but the Titans are unpredictable. Just ask the Roosters and the Knights. Ricky's men are grinding out wins, but will the Sunny Coast throw them off? This one is a proper danger game for Raiders, but I've gone Raiders 13+. Yeah,
I've gone Raiders 1-12. Tino Fa'asua Malawi, my second favourite name to say.
You say it every week.
Yep, he's back in the team, and when he's in, the Titans play better. They were disgraceful at home 2 weeks ago. I wouldn't be surprised if they're playing that game in front of 8 people. Their fans really turned up for that game, and they just didn't.
They only ever have 8 people there, don't they?
Oh, yeah. No, I was reading an article today, actually. They were saying, if Gold Coast dropped out of the comp next year, would anyone even notice? Anyone even notice? It's like, well, probably not, No. It's never worked. Gold Coast is a holiday destination. It is not like people live there, obviously, but, it's not a residential. They built the stadium in the middle of in the middle of nowhere. We'll cut that out when we're
No, we
when
won't.
we're recording. Yeah, middle of nowhere with no car park, like it definitely hampers the ability for them to be successful. But they need to fire up this weekend. Raiders played a good game last week.
Yeah, solid. Yeah,
They'll be looking to back that up with a good performance.
absolutely. I
But
was just about to say that. Yep.
Tino in. You know, I'm still going Raiders, but I'm going very tight match.
Is he in? I can't see him on the list there.
13.
Oh yeah, there he is.
Tino
Some-
Fasu and me our alphabet.
Can I buy a vowel with that?
Yeah, just buy anything but a O and you're good.
The final Sunday game sees my boys the Knights back at Ronald McDonald Jones Stadium hosting the Sharks. Newcastle are 12th and desperate to get back in the winning way, while Cronulla have been patchy but still very dangerous. This is always a spicy rivalry, and with both sides needing momentum, expect a few fireworks, maybe a sin bin or two.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tip the
Jackson
Sharks.
Hastings.
Nah.
Jackson Hastings onto an extended bench. But again, Sunday afternoon, 4:00, 30,000 screaming Novocastrians. This is a danger game
Didn't
for the
help them last
Sharks.
week. Actually, there was no screaming last week. It was really pathetic.
Yeah,
there was one
this is a
Newcastle
danger-
chant. That was it.
Yeah, this is a danger game for the Sharks. I think they'll still win. But, you know, they have been inconsistent. You know, they started really strongly, a loss to the Panthers, and then they had a couple of really solid wins, and everyone's like, oh, they're going to be on fire this year. Aiden Fanua-Blake's been playing amazing.
Yes.
But just some games are just missing.
They got a really
They just
strong
didn't
front
think-
row. Yeah.
Yeah, things just don't click. But this week, I think it'll be Sharks, you know, by 6 or 8.
Yeah, I just don't see the Knights scoring points again. They really struggled. The last 3 games have, scored 10 points.
So as a Newcastle fan, Brennan,
Yeah.
what do you think is the reason for the struggling of the attack? Because defensively, like 20 points isn't the end of the world.
No, the
They've done it
defence.
2 weeks in a row.
Apart from last week's game was just absolutely pathetic. Nothing worked. Everything, and the ball handling has been really ridiculous. That last game, there was like so many. They've played the ball in the first tackle. They've got a set restart, or they've just started in their own 20 and they've gone to pick the ball up, dropped it, or thrown the ball somewhere stupid. It was just stupid mistakes, and doing it within 20 metres of your own line. That damaged us early, and that was it. They couldn't click after that. The attack's been good. They build up really well. They're not using Bradman Best enough, but they build it up all right. But then when they get towards the line, they're like, "What do we do now? Oh, that's right, we drop the ball, or we do something else stupid, and give away penalties."
Yeah. I think Fletcher Sharp's just going to own it, mate. You know, he's such a good.
He does, and they when they start playing, they're really good. But like I said, when they get to that line, they're like, now what do we do? We got here. Where do we go?
Yeah, they don't seem to have a clue, but they've got Kalen Ponga out the back. They've got Gagai and Best and Marju.
It's a solid lineup.
Schiller's
Even with players out, we still had a solid lineup there last week.
Schiller's no slouch, exactly. Yeah, they seem to be getting in the right field position, but just can't work out what to do once they get there. But this will be a good game. I'll enjoy this one with a beer, I reckon.
Sunday, yeah, I will be. I just finished
Yeah,
work.
13
I'll be able to sit down and watch this.
I think I'll get the margin on
Yeah,
it,
I
mate.
yeah, I don't know. No, that's right. I went 13 plus.
Yep.
Yeah. Moving along.
Alrighty, and what about Easter Monday?
We wrap it up. Classic West versus West showdown. The Tigers sitting pretty in 7th, taking on the last place Eels in a must-win for Para. The Tigers have turned things around this season and will be licking their lips, excuse me for this one, but can the Eels spoil the party, or will the disruption between the Tigers players show in their performance on Monday? We'll find out, I would see. I don't know if I might need to change my tip now. 13 plus might be a bit too much.
Yep. Adam Dewey will start halfback. Brenton Aiden's back into the lineup as well. So I don't think they lose a lot. Like Galvin's been good, but I don't think they lose a lot. I think Dewey's a really good player. But Mitch Moses in for the Eels. And I'm hearing this afternoon it might not be in. They've named him, but maybe not. So there's a chance that he might still be up for one more week. is what I'm hearing. But Parramatta desperate.
Absolutely.
They had nothing last week. I really feel for Jason Riles. You know, he knocked back St George job. You know, I would have absolutely knocked back the Parramatta job. I want to go to a club that's somewhat established to build the bricks on, not somewhere
Depends what
where
sort of coach you are. If you want to be a building coach, like if you want to build up the team and go, this is what I did. I made this team go from last to winning a competition. Then it's a tough road. It's a tough road.
It's a tough road. Four weeks into this first season, and one of your star players leaves on a 10-year deal.
Yeah.
It's not a good mandate for his preseason, you know. He's got to get that buy-in. He's got to get the players believing. They're just not applying on the park. Dylan Walker's been a good addition, but they're just way off the pace. Way off the pace. I think the Tigers will win this one.
Do you think Moses might actually do anything, or is it too early to tell?
He might make it 1-12. I was actually thinking about changing my tip to West Tigers 1-12.
Yeah,
I've gone 13 plus. I think the difference of Moses could make it an 8-point, 10-point game rather than a 16, 20-point game. So you can get another couple of extra tries, but 34-30 or something like that. Something ridiculous is probably what it's going to be. But then again, West Tigers' defence has been phenomenal this year, so 34-30 is probably a stupid idea. Let's go with 18-10. There you go. 18-10.
Okay. Sounds reasonable. Anyway, here's our tips. Based on 26, as we said before, and a couple different there. I've taken the Roosters. Ooh.
Not in the top 10, just one different. So will Brenno lead this week, everyone? Or will PJ take his lead back? Let us know in the comments. Do you think the Roosters are going to get up over the Panthers? Or do you think the Panthers are going to finally turn a corner, which appears to be half the size of Australia?
I love it.
We'll see how we go.
Yeah.
One of us will be leading by a point this week, mate.
Looks that way.
We'll draw.
Unless is what? Sorry, I missed that.
Unless, of course, there's a draw.
If there's a draw.
Yeah.
I think we get that. We get that anyway, don't we? Yeah.
Yeah, but then we're still the same score.
Still the same, yeah.
One of us doesn't get a point. We both get a point.
Let's put some money on the draw. Hey, that's a possibility too, you know.
Oh, for sure. I was saying Cleary will kick a field goal late in the match, so I think a draw is definitely possible.
Yeah.
The Panthers have to show something this week. Like the Roosters, decent effort last week against Brisbane, but they've not really been firing. They're paper thin in their depth. Doing really well for the players they've got. I'll tell you now.
I don't know if you missed that. Dave thanked you before too.
No, I saw that. Thanks, PJ, Dave, buddy. Dave, buddy.
All right, let's go check out PJ's tip of the week. Here we go.
Do it.
Tip.
Wow. Yeah, terrible last week. So Panthers 13 plus, didn't even win. Broncos 1-12, didn't even win. And Storm 13 plus, got that one right. So, terrible tipping.
Same as last week.
I'm very sorry.
Anyway.
Yep, that was last week. But this week, let me give you this week. Are you ready? Manly 1-12. I think the Dragons will have a great effort. Manly will win, but it'll be a tight affair. Bulldogs 13 plus. I'm very nervous about the Rabbitohs. I think the Bulldogs are going to smash us with everybody back in the team lineup. And I'm showing a little bit of faith in the Broncos by tipping them, but I'll go Broncos 1-12.
Error.
Let's do Storm 1-12. Storm 1-12. I had Broncos 1-12 on my thing, but I don't have a lot of faith in Broncos. So let's change it. Storm 1-12. I think that they will get the win over the Dolphins. So if you want to make lots and lots and lots and lots of money, gamble responsibly, of course. Manly 1-12. Bulldogs 13 plus. Storm 1-12.
Oh, okay.
Have fun with that. I'm going to put that one on.
Ooh.
Gamble responsibly, okay?
Okay.
PJ's tip of the week.
Yeah, I might have actually put the wrong image there. Anyway, well, it might have been last week's image.
No, that's all right. I think I'll put money on that one. I reckon that one's going to win. I reckon that one's going to win this week.
Hope so. We're due. We're overdue. Let's go. Dave, tip the Dragons. Oh.
Dave tipped Dragons.
Yeah.
Ooh, so he thinks
It's gonna be,
George are going to get up over Manly. We'll see what happens tomorrow night, won't we? Join us in the live chat tomorrow night. It's not in its normal place because we can't work out what the hell is happening.
Facebook's
but
done
we've made a
something
new
to our
one, so
page.
use the link. Use the
Right,
link
here
in
we
the
go.
post
I'll throw
to
the
join
link
the
in
live
there,
chat.
Yeah.
Throw it in. Just throw it down the hall like a sausage in the hallway. I forget the phrase. But throw that link down there. Join us in the live chat tomorrow night. It will be a great game at Brookie Oval, Manly and the Dragons, and we can all chat about what's happening during the game as it happens.
Yeah. I'll put that link in there, so if you want to join in the chat, live chat happening this weekend. It's a long weekend, so we've got 5 days of footy. It's great. It'll be awesome. Enjoy the footy, PJ. You're going to be at the game, so have fun with all the doggy supporters. Doggies!
Wow. It's going to be, as I was saying.
Just stay out of trouble, would you?
Yeah, on Facebook today, they said if the Bulldogs win, there'll be 5 fights. If the Rabbitohs win, there'll be 500 fights. So, it's never a pleasant game. They're a very aggressive crowd, but they love their team, and you can't blame them.
Yeah, fair enough.
They turn up when they're winning.
All right, everyone. Thanks for watching us, and we'll see you next week. We'll do it all over again. Yeah.
Hope your team wins and have fun.
Good night.
Thanks for tuning in to another action-packed episode of the NRL Live Chat 2.0 podcast. We hope you enjoyed the show. Be sure to check out all of the NRL Live Chat 2.0 action on our Facebook group page. Come and join the chat. Goodbye.